scripting, scriptless automation. Also, as of now, the Tricentis has given, like Tricentis has more than 1800 customers in the market, which includes a large number, large number of largest companies in this world, like Accenture. We can say we have Coca-Cola, we have Dolby, we have RBS. So basically, it is just not into limited to one particular sources. It is also for the banking applications like Allianz. So it is not just limited to somewhat of we can say just limited domains. It is in the pharma domain, it is in the banking domain, now it is into the SAP domain as well, Salesforce domain. That is why it is a market leader. We can do functional testing with Tosca, we can do regression testing with Tosca, we can do API, we can do SAP, we can do mobile. So regression testing basically in Tosca, which it's like it is a tool which can perform regression testing, as in we can create the test cases and just a minimum like if the software products changes somewhat, 30% of rework is there, 20% of rework is there, we can just go in the test case and we can just change a slight minimum, minimum effort is required for just changing it, and then it can do executions in minutes. So that is why it is used for the regression testing, because we do not have to put some extra efforts for changing our test cases. And API testing, we have different tools for API, but Tosca gives it an inbuilt. Like inbuilt as in the Tosca commander, you will be seeing what is Tosca commander in the like in tomorrow's demo session, how it looks like. So it has one button of API. In that itself, we do not have to download any other tool or install any other tool for doing API testing. In particular Tosca commander, we'll have that API testing button. We will be clicking it and it will have an API window, and then we can do our testing. Same goes with SAP testing. SAP testing, we have standard modules for SAP. Nowadays, like in the above 16 versions, we have Fiori modules as well. So it is very easy with Tosca that we can do n number of testings. Also, Tricentis is been markable effort, like Tricent is doing markable effort for giving this Tosca on a high bid. So that is why the Tosca is important. We can say other tools as well, but we'll be seeing the differentiation between Tosca and other tools, why they are important. But Tosca is important because of all these features. It has many other features, like inbuilt technical features, but the testing features are this. We can do n number of testing. Now we'll go into the technical details. Why Tosca is important in the technical details. So this is the next slide.
So one question, ma'am, why should we go for SAP testing? Because nowadays the SAP is like it's not kind of a buzzword happening like the web application or API or
Mhm.
that is some kind of priority, right? But what is the SAP testing comes into like? Do we have the scope for
Okay.
SAP testing?
Yes, for this course, we will be including a gist of SAP, like SAP testing. We have the standard modules, which has been okay. So the question lies in why SAP testing is important. Like SAP is doing wonders in the industry. SAP is used for like whatever we can say invoices and credit memos, debit memos. SAP is doing like if we have a business and that business, that customers, vendors, everything is stored into SAP. So that SAP is we can say it is booming the industry. Now if we consider about Tosca with SAP in this course, yes, we'll be covering, like it will be a gist of that. We'll not be covering the everything, because we have a like time crunch with this. Also we'll be having different courses with SAP testing with Tosca. That will be altogether a different course. This we will be sticking to the basics of the automation testing with Tosca, like how does Tosca works. And with the same, if you can learn that how does Tosca works, what Tosca is there, like how it is, then you can do SAP testing with Tosca on your own. So just learn the basics of Tosca, what it is, how we do executions, how we link it to the requirements, test case designs and everything. Then you can do anything with Tosca. If you know how we can navigate between through windows, then you can do everything. Is that of
It support to Salesforce as well, right?
Yes, it supports Salesforce. So it's not covered in this course, but if for like with all of your references and everything, we can take a different course altogether, not in this course.
I have one question. Is there any platform that Tosca does not support?
I'm sorry, can you come again?
I'm saying, is there any platforms that Tosca does not support?
Uh, yes, there are few disadvantages of Tosca. Tosca almost supports any every platform, like we can say desktop, web, SAP, Salesforce, mobile. In fact, it is into mobile, but I'm not sure about if it doesn't support which, because every market industry, whatever it is in booming, Tosca supports everything. Okay, so
Okay, thank you.
yeah. Now let's come to this particular. Now in technical features, what is Tosca? So it's a revolutionary way to create and maintain in tests. Like it is a new way. What we can say, every different tools is used as script based. Like we need to write n number of codes, and then we have to go and check which thing got failed, whichever got failed. So now it is basically used the model based test automation. So the first and the foremost point is scriptless test automation framework. Like instead of coding a test automation framework, we can rapidly scan our applications, like UI applications or desktop applications or APIs, to create a business readable automation model. Like a business also can read, not just the automation tester. But consider if we have a script based, so the script will be understandable by that particular tester who has created that script. So anyone can learn Tosca. It's just it's not necessary that you have a coding background. If you do not have that coding background, you can also learn that. So it is scriptless test automation framework. Without writing the codes and everything, you can learn Tosca. It is a model based test automation. What is model based test automation? Like Tosca models are like Lego blocks. Like there will be blocks and that will be all combined to form the test. So basically you will scan one application and the blocks will be created. That blocks will be converted into the test cases. That test cases will have some data which will come from the test case design section, and then test case design section, by the data you will just drag your test cases to executions, then the process will be completed. So this process, we will be like this whole process we'll be learning in this course, like how we will be scanning the modules from the application, how we will be doing the test, how we'll be creating the test cases from that blocks, and that test cases, how we will be converting that test cases into the execution test cases. So this whole process we will be learning in this course. Now test cases are automatically synchronized. Consider if your application changes. There a developer comes and change one particular field, or the field is added or field is removed. So what you need to do in Tosca, you will just go simply update that particular block, which we can say a module. That particular block or module will be updated once, and that change is automatically synchronized across all our test cases. Consider in the demo web shop there is a field named register. So that register has been changed to say that registered is changed to registered. Ed has been changed, like ed has been added. So what you will need to do, you will go and scan again that application? No, what you will do is you will just put that ed into the inner text or in the properties of that particular module, and then that will be changed everywhere. So that register is being used every time in the test case. You will need to go and register every time, or that login thing you need to take every time. You'll need to log in every time into the application. So that will be used in every test case. There are 150 test cases, so you will not go in 150 test cases and change it. You'll just change that module. So this is the advantage of this particular tool, that all of the test cases will be automatically synchronized. You don't have to go and change everything. it's just you'll need to change one particular module and that will be automatically synchronized. So this is one particular feature. The second thing is easy enough for anyone to use. So why it is easy enough? Because non-programmers can create and manage the test cases. So it is not like we can say a rocket science doing creating the test case. It is a very easy tool to learn. It's just you'll need to learn the syntaxes. It's just you'll need to put some logic behind your test cases. Obviously it's not you'll need to just go and create test cases. No, you have to put some logic. You'll have to have the logical thinking to create those test cases. So non-programmers can use, like, no programming skills is being used for using this tool. And what we can say is, if you need to create end-to-end tests, sophisticated end-to-end test cases, a layman person can create that. We do not have to wait for some technical sources and come they'll teach us, and they'll teach us the coding language and then how to put that into one particular tool. No, you can teach the non-programmers that this is the logical thinking we have created in Tosca. Then you see what wonders it can do. The last and the but not the least, the resilient and maintenance free. So, if we want to keep up with the frequently changing applications, so what do we have to do? We have to, like, the Tosca can automatically update the impacted test cases and auto fixes the false positives. Now, what happens is, there is new functionality has been added by Tricentis, which is a self-healing property. It's just added as of now, like a new functionality. So in the higher versions we can see that, like, in that we do not have to, a human also doesn't have to do it. It's just that if we have if we know that this thing can be changed, then that self-healing property can do can do automatically the changing of that particular module. But obviously you'll need to see if that module has been changed or not. So this logical thinking we'll need to have at that point of time. So, any questions regarding this slide?
So, ma'am, like you said, it's a framework, like a scriptless
Mm-hmm.
test automation framework. So, in other
Uh-huh.
automation tools, we have some kind of framework like data-driven or POM,
Mm.
like where the redundancy of test cases can be optimized, like if there are some
Yes.
repetitive test cases. So, do we have such kind of framework in Tosca?
Yes, yes, it is inbuilt basically. Like, I've used one term, test case design. So if we'll need to minimize the redundancy of our test cases, we'll use the test case design feature. Okay, consider I'll give you one example. Consider there is one test case which is used for 5 different countries, but the test case is whole similar. Like, the steps are similar. We'll need to go to the login functionality. Then consider you'll need to uh, you'll need to shop from some website and then you'll need to log out. But you'll need to do it for different countries. Suppose Germany, India, or US, 3 countries. Now, you'll create 3 test cases. I'll give an answer. No, you'll not create 3 test cases. You'll create instance of that test case. Like, you'll create just one test case, and Tosca will automatically create the instance of those test cases by just one click. But you will see it this redundancy thing you will see in later. But yes, we have a feature of this, that via test case design section we can reduce the redundancy of that particular test case. We'll just create one test case and the repeated test case will be as followed. Now consider in the third test case, the USA test case has some minor changes. You will not go to that particular test case and change. You will just change that particular template, and then automatically that template will give us the synchronization of that. So yes, this has this feature. And data driven
Thank you.
testing, if you're talking about, yeah, just one more thing. If you're talking about data-driven testing is in Tosca we can do it by 3 ways: by Excel, by TCD, which is test case design, and by TDM, test data management. So it is the inbuilt itself. You do not have to download any add-ins or some things. You will do it in Tosca. You'll do it inbuilt.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Now come to let's come to the different slide. The feature what I was talking about of maximum reuse. So that was the same. Like we can reuse our test cases n number of times. Even we can reuse our modules n number of times. So whatever I've told in this, the question was related to the redundancies and if we can avoid. So yes, we can have this maximum reuse feature, like we can reuse our test cases n number of times, we can reuse our modules n number of times. Just module is just by scanning any technology and reuse it all over test cases, and consider if that test case has been reused every time, the test step is being reused every time, then we can we can have the use of libraries. So that is the third point. We'll just talk about in the third point. Now coming to the dynamic object identifications. Okay, how you will make the link between the Tosca tool and the applications. So in the technical aspect, how we will be doing it, there is an object identification method which Tricentis has. There are four identification methods. When we will be deep dive into the technical aspects of the Tosca, we'll let you know that how the dynamic object identification work. But as of now, I'll just tell you the gist. If we want to create the link between Tosca tool and the software, like consider a web application, we what you will need to do is we'll need to add one particular add-in in our web, like in our web application, that is just of 1 minute, like not just the 1 minute, it is just of seconds. So we need to add one extension to our software, and that will create a link between that. Also, if we want to, like if there are two same consider tabs are open in that software, like in the product or in the web application, how it will get to know. So we will use the identification methods, which is inbuilt in Tosca. We do not have to download or install anything. Now, reusable libraries. We have talked about maximum like reusing of modules. If the modules has been reused, that will be automatically synchronized by just one change. Now if the test steps are reused, consider the login test step is being reused everywhere in every test case. So what you will do, you will just not create every login step. It's the waste of time. Why are we doing automation testing? So this Tosca gives us the reusable libraries. Like what we can do, we can create a library, we can add that step into that, and then we can use that one particular library everywhere. So if consider that login step changes, consider I have there are three login persons. So the second login person have different credentials. So you'll just need to change the second login credential. You do not have to change every login credentials. That's why it's the name reusable libraries and test step blocks. Now consider there is easy verification and validation. Okay, so verification and validation, how it serves as, there are this is very technical, but I'll just give you a gist of the technical term. There are some action modes in Tosca. Like if you want to verify something, like you have some reference and you want to verify it from your application under test, then what it will do, it will, now you have to give the action mode as verify, which is inbuilt itself, and then it will verify and it gives the result as verification is successful or was successful. So this is very easy to learn. Why? Because all the things are inbuilt in it. It's just you'll need to learn the syntax and you'll need to have the logical thinking of this. Like logical thinking of what we are making, if we are making the right product or not. So this is why like Tosca has been used. Any questions regarding this slide? Okay, we'll jump to
So,
the, yeah.
yeah, ma'am.
Mhm.
So, do we have something like the headless mode instead of opening the browser or something like that in Tosca?
Yes, we can do it. That is possible.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
yes, headless testing is possible, but that is it will be considered in Dex while we learning Dex things and distribute executions. We can do it there.
Okay.
But in that sense, it's not the headless. We cannot say it is the headless, but you will see this considered to be headless. We can say in a way it can be considered as headless testing.
Okay.
Uh, Now we can learn. Okay, let's move to the next slide. What are the features? As we have learned about model based, we have learned about API, we have learned about scriptless. Now we have different features as well: multi app support, distributed execution, risk based test data. Okay, let's come to the test data. So I've already told we can have test data from TDM, which is test data management, which is the feature of Tosca. We can use it from Excel. Consider there is a business person which does not know how Tosca works and they would like to see the data. We can give them the Excel files. So Excel is also we can say link between Excel and Tosca is also very important to learn, that we will be covering in this course, like how we will be doing Excel, how there are n number of test data in Excel and how we can take it from Excel. So that is it that will be covered in this course. Now if there is a test case design section, so yeah, if there are reusable test data, like just a small test data is just in a different case, then we can use test case design. So now you will need to know that what we can use, that will be covered in this course. This logical thinking, like what should we use, Excel we should use, TCD we should use, TDM we should use, that will be covered in this course. Now we let's come into distributed executions. So distributed executions is as the name suggests, we can do our executions distributedly. We have different virtual machines and we'll have one server that will distribute our executions into different machines. That also we'll be seeing in our course. So this DEX executions. Now risk-based testing. So risk-based testing we will be covering in the later part. I'll have some example for the risk-based, how we can manage this risk-based testing with Tosca. So we'll give you a gist of that. So scriptless, model-based, API, DEX, risk-based, multi-app support. Okay, multi-app support. So it's basically we can use mobile, we can use desktop, we can use web, we can have API. So SAP can be considered into desktop applications. If there is something another mainframe testing also we can do it. So mainframe as in it's a different application and we can say that again a desktop application. So multi-app support we can say we can do it in Tosca. Now let's come to different slide. Okay, so there are more features for Tosca. Tosca Copilot. So basically Tricentis gives one more like it has one more automation tool, which is the testim, which also has the copilot, but Tosca also has the copilot. So the Tosca copilot is generative AI. We can consider it as generative AI. So it has the assistant assigned to our test cases, like it's a like co-pilot, we can say there will be one assistant and that is being designed, like that assistant will design to boost the productivity and the application quality at every step, at every cycle. So Tricentis has given one more, that Tosca copilot. So consider you will need to optimize your test cases. So you will take the risk for the like you will learn about the Tosca Copilot. We'll not be covering this feature in this, but it's an assistant based feature, which obviously which is very user friendly. But we'll need some of the configurations and everything for Tosca Copilot, so that's why it's not covered. But considering Vision AI is also a next gen AI technology. It gives everything what human does. Like it is why it is a feature. Consider there's an application which does not okay, there are few engines in Tosca, how we will be scanning our application under test. Consider from that engine we are not able to scan our desktop application or any application, so we will be using Vision AI. It does the same thing. You don't have to do anything. It's just a configuration is needed. You do not have to learn anything extra for Vision AI. It's just it's a particular different kind of engine by which we can assess our all whatever human does. We can just check from that. It's nothing you'll need to like, it's not a very rocket science to learn Vision AI. It's just a different engine, we can say, which easily automates the application, which is difficult to automate. We can say if your application is not working as the Tosca, or like as the Tosca is not able to read that particular field or application under test, you can do it via Vision AI. So it generally works for remote desktops, like it it like most of the times desktop applications only we are not able to scan. Web applications are very easy to scan, so generally desktop applications we are not able to scan. That's why a SAP gist of SAP testing is being covered in this course, because SAP considered to be a desktop application, so we can just see how desktop applications is being scanned. So that's why the SAP is covered in this course. Now, considering test data, okay, we risk-based test automation, we'll be just seeing like tomorrow, because I have one particular prepare slide for it. So we'll come to the next one, test data management. So test data management is basically we will be managing our data in like with Tosca. So Tosca Commander has inbuilt feature of test data management. It is linked, like it's basically a server which has been linked with the Tosca, and with that we will be managing our test. Consider you'll need to in one application there is a runtime data you'll need to fetch and you'll need to store it. So you will use test data management. Your license, how many like your license thing, your every like if you want to see the admin details of Tosca, and you'll need to see whether the where is the data stored, that will be covered in test data management. So obviously we'll be seeing that this test data management thing is covered in this course. Distributed executions, I've already told that Dex is basically you can give your executions to multiple machines, multiple virtual machines. Even you can run it on remote desktops. So distributed executions we'll be covering. The last one is the automation recording assistant. So basically it is ARA. It is automatically consider you can see my mouse. We are going into design, we are going into insert, we are going into home. So whatever we do as a whatever mouse will do, it will record it. But AR is not that stable. So and if you can learn this basic of Tosca, you can do ARA very efficiently. So it's also like we'll have just ARA like ARA thing will be almost gist of ARA we'll be covering in this course. Now, do you have any questions in this particular slide?
That's when distributed execution you were talking about, like you can run test your test cases in multiple machines.
Mm.
But can we do parallel execution, like opening up two browsers, something like that within the system?
Yes, we can do it.
Okay, because
Parallel execution.
we
Mhm.
have some features in Playwright, like in order to save the time, that less time execution for all the test suite, we do parallel execution. So do we have that feature in Tosca also?
Yes, we have that feature. Okay, consider. Okay, I'll tell you more about this. So Dex is basically, suppose there is an application. First test case is login into a web application. Second test case is also login into applications, but the functionality is different. First test case go and register, and second test case go and login. So it works simultaneously. In one machine it will go and register, in the second machine it will go and log in. So yeah, parallelly we can execute. It's not it will stop. It depends on the application as well. Consider if application says not more than two not more than two logins will be possible, so we can stop it here. But if the application all or like suggest this, then we can do it. So parallelly opening of application and opening of browser can be done in different
Yeah.
machines.
But not on the different machines, man. For example, I have to execute in Chrome and browser at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So why should I go for different machines when I have only one inbuilt system? Like open up two browsers simultaneously on your machine and execute all the test cases. For example, if it is browser compatibility, if I need to check my application is browser compatible, then I need to open the two browsers. So why should I go for two machines?
You do
Do we
not
have
have
that?
to go for you do not have to go for like two machines, but if you want to check another functionality, you can use this from Tosca. That's what I was telling.
Yeah. Okay,
But
ma'am.
you can run your test cases in parallel with Tosca commander. That is possible. Like at
Okay.
you're talking about at the same time, right? So we have a
Yes.
feature like DI feature, DI parallel execution feature. We can do it.
Okay, ma'am. Got it. Thank you.
Yes. Now coming to next slide, which is testing platform for any application. Okay. So as I was talking about in the previous session about data integrity, so it uses a different license. So you're talking about parallel executions. Yes, we can do it with the data integrity as well. So what data integrity is, we can say that uh, suppose there is n number of data a data checks considered, there are more data checks, but you will need to test your data at high level or a very like or from the above. So what happens is this data integrity gives us the solutions because it leaves a dangerous gaps. Like it does not there are n number of data and you cannot the human person cannot just check whether this data, like you cannot compare or everything, but this data integrity will help you with this. So Tricentis, why Tricentis offers this? Because just to deliver higher data quality, this that's why the Tricentis have been offered, because human cannot check every each and every data. You have the possibility of automating it, so why we should not automate it? So that's why this data integrity feature is there. Now what this Tricentis offers, it is in whole here. If you want, I will just increase this size so you can see. Okay, Tricentis scope is not just for the test automation. It is for the test management as well. It is for the performance testing as well. It is for the mobile and it is for the data change intelligence. Why test management? Okay, we have known for years that Jira is the best use for the test management. So Tricentis has given Tosca with Jira compatibility. You just what you have to do is Jira is there, there will be Tosca integrated with it. So integration is also possible. And nowadays, like with the higher versions as well, we have Solman integration as well. So SAP test cases are into Solman. So SAP has already given their management tool, which is Solman. I do not use Jira. I will use Solman. So this solution manager can also be integrated with Tosca. So that's what the quality of Tricent is, which has given everything. Like q test is inbuilt, like not inbuilt, q test is given by Tricentis, but Jira is not from Tricentis, so they've told that integrate. They have like Tricentis told integrate with DevOps tool. So that's why it has become a market leader, because we can do anything with Tosca, anything, as in we can have our DevOps pipelines, we can have integration with Jira, even with ALM. If we want to have our management cycles in ALM, like testing cycles in ALM, we can integrate with ALM. So it's just not the scope for test automation, it has the scope for test management as well. Now data integrity is being used widely being used, and with the database as well. If we have SQL developer and everything, we'll just need to like install some ODBC drivers and we can start testing with our like with Tosca. So if we have SQL developer and everything, you'll need to test that SQL developer. You'll need to do some configurations, and that is also possible. And comes about the reporting. Live compare is basically we can say comparatively we can use for reportings and everything. Reporting and everything is also inbuilt in what we can say Tosca, like how the reports has been there. We will be seeing when we will be executing it. So reportings and everything, we will be checking that. Mobile testing. Mobile testing is basically there will be a mobile agent and you can simply connect to the latest version of Android or iOS devices with that. And then without any setup, you can do this mobile testing. So it's just what you have to do is you'll just need to plug in like with the there will be one USB cable and we can connect it with to the simulator or even with the remote device. So that is how we will be doing, that is how Tosca mobile or with whichever device cloud which has been mobile testing is being done with Tricentis. Performance testing, basically Neoload is a different tool which is used for performance testing. We are not covering this performance testing in this particular course, but Neoload is used for the performance testing. Now we have just 10 minutes. I will be telling you about the let's just skip this slide for now. I should tell you about the Tosca certifications because this is the basic slide which I would like to cover for today's session. So now let's talk about the certifications here. So this basically this whole graph depicts how Tricentis online courses are structured. Like how it is structured is basically the first one is AS1, the second one is AS2. So these are the basic level. What we can say is if you want to kickstart with test automation, Tricentis offers the basic level courses, which is automation specialist 1 level 1. In this course you will obtain the basic understanding of what Tosca is, like how it works, how Tosca looks like, how to navigate between the screens. And the second course is automation specialist level 2. So this is really the training that anyone working with Tosca should complete in order to obtain all aspects of Tosca. So AS1 and AS2 are just the basic trainings, and if this basic trainings will be covered, then you can answer any interview questions. Like you can simply say that you have 2 to 3 years of experience in Tosca. So AS1 and AS2 is very important. Now coming to the different ones, like for conceptual side, there are there are subsequent courses like TDS1, TDS2, A1 and A2 and technical we can say test architect. So for these, if you wanted to get specialized for different career options, like consider you'll need to get specialized in data things. So TDS1 is important and TDS2 is also equally important, but that is more specialized way. And automation engineer 1, you will need to specialize in one particular thing in Tosca. So AE1 is important. AE2 has some different advantages, and so this will be all specialized courses. That's why it has been divided into two parts. So consider if we are talking about some conceptual side of datas, the test design specialist is important. And if you want to do some more basic concepts of data, the test design specialist too will be important, like the TDM. It in TDS2 it will be covered as TDM. So these four are very important. Like consider data thing will be covered in this, basic things will be covered in this, and the overall, like the whole of it will be covered in this one. This is a slightly change to the career, like the combo boxes and everything. But if you cover all these five certifications, you can become a specialist. Like you can say you have around 4 years of experience. Now if you want to like you want to deep dive into more of Tosca certification, this certification is important. Like the integrations and everything, how you can become a test manager, then test architect one will be important. So what we will be doing in this master class, you will get the whole understanding of all these four courses. and somewhat of this course. And SAP is an added advantage, and APIs also will be an added advantage, which will make you an automation specialist, like automation specialist with Tosca. And by the end of the course, you will be able to fully execute all the GUI test cases that will be creating during our live courses. And by the end of the course, you will learn how to build up efficient test cases using using test case templates. And we will be doing all of the exercises which has been given by Tricentis. We'll not leave any exercises in the end. Like this, there will be 2 hours of session, and half hour session will be just focus on the exercise what we have learned. So by that exercise, what you can do is at the like this course will have at the start of each session, I'll give you the topic knowledge, and the second thing, you need to complete the exercise which is given by Tricentis, so that you can apply all the best practice whatever you have learned in that 1.5 hours of course. So we'll be taking that sessions in a way that you have hands-on practice as well, so that you can say that yes, I have hands-on on that particular section. And then this will help you quickly this will help you get the more opportunities for task automation. Also with the I will recommend you to take the notes during each live session. That will allow you to quickly recall information from the previous sessions, because that all will be interrelated, correlated between the previous session and the second session, and the subsequent sessions will be interrelated. So you'll need to memorize everything. So notes will be helpful for you guys. So this was
Yes.
all for today. Just any questions regarding this?
Hey, Asta, I'll go first. So you
Mhm.
said that you would be covering both the levels, information, right? Automation
Yes.
specialist level one and level two. So
Yes.
the certifications are separate for both of these examinations.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yes.
you don't care, you don't take care of those, right?
So basically, when you will be sit and give the certification things, no, that knowledgeable, everything will be covered. You will be easily crack it. It's there will be nothing outside of this particular course which will come into the certification. So
Okay,
everything will be covered. You can easily sit and give.
so for taking those certifications or to write an exam, is that Tricentis will require us to do the course again there because that's a duplication, right?
Yes, so yes, the course you will be required, but you can just give the next to that course, and then it will be covered. You don't have to learn it again.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And you said you're going to cover the level one and level two and TDS one. Is
TDS
that
1, TDS 2, A1.
okay?
And
Is there a
as we add on,
timeline where at what stage we can go ahead and write these examinations? Do you know when we can do that, or will you guide it? For
any,
example, just say a couple of weeks from now, or at some point you will finish the level one, right? The
yes,
specialist
yes.
one. Will you tell us, hey, now you're good to go ahead and do that certification?
Yes, yes. So there's a particular agenda in this course. This I would be taking tomorrow. Like from here till the tables and libraries, till the libraries, we can say that AS1 and AS2 is completed. But in between, when the AS1 will be completed, I'll be guiding you that yes, you can now give the AS1 course, or the sorry AS1 exam. And considering with the AS2, yes, as soon as the AS2 things will be completed, I'll be telling you that this is the completion of the AS2, AS2 exam. Then there will be completion of TDS1 and TDS2. So everything is been divided with the time of hours. So once you begin learning with the course, then you will automatically get to know that which will be the part of AS1 and which will be the part of AS2, and that will be given by me. Like I'll be telling you.
Okay.
I have one
Uh,
question. To be Tosca certified, what are the different levels we have to cover?
I'm sorry, can you come again?
To be Tosca certified, what are the
Uh-huh.
different levels we need to cover? I mean, is it AS1,
AS,
AS2?
AS1, AS2, TDS1, TDS2. These four certifications are mandatory.
Okay, to be a Tosca certified person.
Certified, yes, yes. And it depends on you. If you wanted to go for the next levels, AE1 and AE2 is important. But AE2 only you can do when all these five certifications will be completed. It won't allow you to go for the AE2 course. TA1, it won't allow you until you complete all the like till AE1. If you won't complete all the courses, TA1 it won't allow you. So these are the basic certifications you'll need to cover, mandatory certifications.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
How is
Yeah,
the
hi, Isha.
Mm-hmm.
process? What's the process?
Uh, to become automation Tosca architect, then these four courses mandatory, right? Or do we have
Yes.
to go? Okay. Do we have to cover any other course? I mean, any other certification other than these
No,
four?
no, no. This
Okay.
has been given by Tricentis, and by covering these, you can consider yourself as automation, Tosca automation specialist.
Specialist. Okay. And for Tosca automation specialist, how many years has to be there? I mean, years of experience on the Tosca.
2 to 3. You can say mid level. We can say 3 years, but after 4 years, you will need to understand the integration things as well and the configure setup and configurations and everything. So after 4 years, it is recommended that you should know all these things.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Hey Asta, just yeah,
What
uh,
about installations at
question.
Tosca one? How can I get the installation?
So once you registered for the course, you will, am I audible? Yeah. So once you register for the course, you will need, like, I will be telling you how you can do the installations.
Open
Hi.
source, right?
Uh,
Is it open source too?
No, it is not the open source. It is paid tool. So we will be giving you 60 days valid license that will be free.
As you
okay,
mentioned,
Priya.
1 year you are providing license, right? In the poster,
Sorry.
you mentioned 1 year you are going to provide license, right?
Yes, we will be providing the 60 days free license for you guys.
Only 60 days.
Yes, in 60 days you will be able to learn everything. So,
Yeah, got
and
it.
we
But
will be giving you
for
time.
practicing purpose and hands-on purpose, it is not work, right? Going
Uh,
on while we are
After
uh,
60 days also you can use that tool. That is not the case. It won't expire, but yes, with that business email you can use that.
yeah, okay.
Hey,
So,
Asta, if I'm paying some amount and getting the training here, and I'm going back to Tricentis and paying there for the certification, how different is this? How beneficial it is for me? I
No,
I
that is
spent
free.
the
Certifications are free on the Tricentis portal. You don't have to
oh
pay
yeah,
there. Yes.
oh okay.
Uh, how come we
Asta,
can
will
do
there be sorry?
how can we register for this price and for the certification?
We'll guide you for that as well.
Okay,
In
okay,
our
thank you.
training sessions, we'll guide you.
Would there
Okay,
be
thank
retakes
you.
for an
Will there
exam?
Is it fine? We can take all your questions tomorrow
Oh
because
sure, yeah.
we have considered, like, we have exceeded our time limit.
Asta, just a mhm,
Hi.
Uh-huh.
query.
First demo, right?
Yes.
I thought everyone
Yeah,
is having multiple questions. So, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm
Please just,
yeah, I'm from Oracle DBA background. So
okay.
how does this like proceed? As I have no background of testing, so can you just guide it how it goes?
But you will need to, but you want your career as testing tester?
Yes, yes.
That then this tool will be perfect for you because this doesn't require any thing like any background of testing. You'll just need to have a logical thinking for that. But yes, testing things will be covered in this like in this particular course, like how you will test the particular application.
Okay, so like what I have done was that it was for SAP based, so like Oracle DBA, which supports
Okay.
SAP application. So I just wanted we have chances for SAP tester. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
swap for it. So how does that work?
SAP testing will be covered in the course, but just the gist of the SAP testing, like it will be 4 hours of like 2 to 3, I guess 3 to 4 hours will be covered for SAP testing. So it will not be the whole,
Okay.
but how we will be doing SAP testing with Tosca, but yes, we will be covering that.
So like will I be able to gain at least like 6 months of experience with that?
Yes, obviously, because you will just get to know that how it works. So it's in your like how once you do the exercises with the SAP testing, no, with the Tosca, you will get to know.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Isha, one second. If I have 10 plus years of experience in the manual testing, is it better to learn Tosca automation?
Yes, because nowadays in the industry they are hiring for 12 plus years of experience because they should know everything about Tosca. So yes, that is
Yeah,
really
I saw
important.
one requirement like test architect with that 10 plus experience only. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, so first you have to learn the basic ones, then only you can
Yes,
sit
yes,
and
yeah,
give
yeah.
the exam for
Yes.
BA1.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So for let's leave all the questions for tomorrow. Uh, Please join again tomorrow. That will be also a free demo session. Then we can just have that, have all your queries.
Thanks, Asta.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.